The majority of people want to avoid discomfort throughout their lives. Unaware that people frequently steer clear of the same things that could transform their life, they pursue stability, comfort, and convenience. The lesson we most need to learn is typically found in what we run away from. Not only is suffering a burden, but it also serves as a mirror, a message, and even the secret to our destiny. You weren't intended to lead a comfortable life. Because comfort can become a trap if it is overdone. Although it keeps you little, it also keeps you safe. Even if the pain you're avoiding may seem dangerous, it's merely there to try to teach you something important about who you are. Comfort was never able to do that. We are stripped down to our core by pain. It eliminates the noise, the masks, and the distractions. And when there is nothing left to conceal, we are confronted with our true selves in that quiet. Although it is uncomfortable, self-discovery starts with that confrontation. And power comes from self-discovery. Resilience is not developed by being safe. By deciding to walk through what others avoid, you can create it. When you learn to embrace discomfort with the conviction that there is something worthwhile on the other side, rather than avoiding it, you develop. And frequently there is courage, strength, clarity, and insight. However, you can only obtain it if you are prepared to endure the flames. Consider the times in your life when you underwent the greatest transformation. Were they simple? Were they quiet? Most likely not. Usually, confusion is the path to growth. Through heartache, through failure. Even if those times were agonizing, you are still here. It implies that you are stronger than you initially believed, more powerful than you initially thought. Avoiding pain only delays the inevitable. It doesn't protect you. Because what you don't do doesn't go away. It waits. It quietly waits, gaining strength in the background until it eventually pushes to the fore. When it does, it needs to be absorbed, felt, and comprehended. Growth is inevitable, but it can be postponed. There are layers to suffering. Pain is the outermost layer. It is painful. It is overwhelming. However, the truth lies beneath that veneer. The truth about who you are. Tell the truth about your injuries. Tell the truth about your goal. It is shown by the agony. However, you can only get to that point if you give yourself permission to be in the moment long enough to experience reality. The strongest individuals you respect, those with depth, insight, and subdued strength, did not get there easily. They experienced the dark times, which is how they got that way. They were in anguish as they sat. They paid attention. They gained knowledge. They also made advantage of it. To become unflappable, not resentful. You lose the opportunity to change each time you decide to ignore your pain. You postpone your next evolution each time you divert your attention from what is painful. However, you start to regain your power when you stop fleeing and honestly face what's uncomfortable. You start to recover. You start to develop. The ache does not go away as you heal. It indicates that you are no longer controlled by the suffering. It becomes a part of your narrative rather than who you are. And each scar serves as evidence that you persisted, that you went through, that you're still standing after overcoming something that was supposed to shatter you. Sometimes pain is the only thing strong enough to wake us up, to break the illusion, to force change. It tears apart the parts of our lives that were built on denial, avoidance, or false comfort. And when it's done breaking what no longer serves us, it leaves behind space. A space that can be filled with truth, purpose, and new beginnings. On the other side of your pain, there is another version of you waiting. You're stronger. A more intelligent version of yourself. A stronger, more focused, and more grounded you. However, ignoring the road will not get you to them. You walk through it to get to them, keeping your eyes open, with an open heart, with the bravery to endure pain in order to continue. You don't have to know everything. You don't have to make all the changes at once. All you need is the courage to confront reality, to halt the numbness, to come out of hiding, and to think that your narrative doesn't finish with that anguish. Indeed, it may mark the start of the phase of your life where you truly come into your own. The world advises you to turn your head away, to swiftly move on, to move past it. However, recovery takes time. Space is necessary for transformation. Respecting suffering can make it sacred. It turns into the fire that makes you more refined, the procedure that gets you ready, the obstacle that proves you are deserving of the life you can lead. What if you began to view suffering as preparation rather than punishment? What if you questioned, what is this here to teach me, rather than, why is this happening to me? Everything changes with that one small alteration. It transforms pain into strength. It transforms injuries into knowledge. Additionally, it transforms survival into power. Pain is the only thing that can reach the depths of you. A strength that can only be seen through loss. A wisdom that can only be learned via failure. Even though the pain you are avoiding may be terrible, it is an attempt to reveal your strongest qualities. To reconstruct you, not to shatter you. Therefore, avoid running the next time pain arises. Don't turn it off. Avoid burying it. With open arms, welcome it. Take a seat with it. Listen, let it talk. Allow it to reveal what has been buried, what must be released, what must be taken back. Because the message in your pain can be exactly what you've been waiting for years. It's not necessary for you to face it alone. However, you must endure it. That's the task. That's the way. No shortcuts. Avoid taking shortcuts. Just the facts. You'll discover strength you didn't know you had in that fact. You'll be free of all the things you believed you had to be. And at last, you'll get to see the true you. The true you isn't scared of pain. The true you knows that pain is a necessary part of the process. The true you has the capacity to transform suffering into meaning. And on the other side of everything you're scared to confront is the true you. The most difficult times in your life have the greatest effects for a reason. Not only do they inflict pain, but they also make you face your true self without the mask, all the distractions and the filters. Something genuine comes out of that vulnerability and rawness, something unshakable. Being strong all the time does not translate into true confidence. It comes from understanding that you are still capable of rising even when you feel broken, that your spirit may stay unbroken even when everything around you seems weighty, that you are being rebuilt, not destroyed, even in the midst of hardship. Life will sometimes take away everything you believed you needed in order to reveal your true nature. When the noise, illusions, and attachments are removed, you are left with something much more potent: resilience, clarity, and the silent strength to begin anew. It's not glamorous to suffer. If you're in it, it's not poetry. It's disorganized. It's too much. But that filth is sacrosanct, since it indicates that anything is in motion. Something is changing. You are rearranging something inside of you to create a better future. Your suffering won't be in vain. It will become the very thing that binds you to other people, establishes your humility, and motivates you to assist others in ways that only you can if you decide to respect it. Think about it and allow it to teach you. Your story, not your flawlessness but your scars, will heal some people. You must endure it first, though. The storm you were dealt must be endured, because your survival will be more powerful than words on the other side. There is no linear growth. There will be days when you feel like you're making progress, and days when you feel like you've regressed. However, healing is about coming back to oneself time and time again, stronger than before, not about being flawless. Every return is also a step forward. You are not weak if life has pushed you to the limit. The reason for this is that you have more within yourself than you have been using. The reason is that life is urging you to get up, from potential, not from pressure. And the next chapter will be shaped by how you react to this time. It's not necessary to know everything. The complete map is not necessary. All you need is the guts to move forward one more step, even though it's unsteady, despite its slowness. Not all progress is loud. Sometimes it's the silent choice to persevere. You will be defined by your choice to overcome this chapter rather than by the suffering you endured. To develop into more, to rise despite having strong emotions. That is the reason this trip is worthwhile. Your suffering is therefore a blessing rather than a burden. Your enemy is not the pain you are trying to avoid. It's your instructor, your sculptor, your request. Embrace it. Go with it. Take anything away from it. And when you look back, you'll realize that it never existed to ruin you. It was there to wake you up every time.